into BE 177. This is my video presentation in answering the question what is inflation? What causes inflation? Can we see inflation coming? Why should we learn? What can I do? Number 1. What is inflation? For me, inflation refers to a situation when there is an increase in the price of general goods and services, resulting in the overall decline in the purchasing value of money. Inflation is the decline of purchasing power of a given currency over time. It is measure of the rate of rising price of goods and services in an economy. I just state that information is when a unit of cannot purchase the same amount of goods compared to some points in the past wherein inflation is a part of the normal economic phenomena of the country. Inflation also can be generalized as the sudden or consistent of an upward movement in the general price of commodity. Another term of inflation is often defined in terms of suppose causes inflation exists when money supply exceeds available goods and services is attributed to budget deficit financing. Number 2. What causes inflation? There are many causes of inflation, but the main cause of inflation is demand pull and cost push. Both of these are responsible for a general rise in price in an economy, but it works differently to put pressure on price. Demand pull condition occurs when demand from consumer pulls price up. When demand for goods and services rises faster than the supply of these goods and services, the result is that we call it demand pull inflation. The cost push occurs when supply costs price higher. It happens when there is an decline in the supply of goods and services and the demand remains unchanged or even grows, driving price inflation higher when there is a disruption in the supply of goods and services. Prices are pushed higher by cost of inflation. If demand pull inflation is driven by elevated demand for goods and services, cost push inflation is when supply shortage leads to higher price. Number 3. Can we see inflation coming? Everyone is hearing the word inflation. Right now in the media, with conversation of friends and relatives, if nothing else, people know the almost of goods cost by more than the date a few months. That's why we see inflation is coming because inflation is anywhere. Like when having a typhoon, flood, or any kind of disaster that we know the burdens are at the historic low of many households took advantage of low interest rates to refinance or having first time home purchase because of disaster. We know if there is an inflation when an increase in the level of price of the goods and services that household buy. It measured as the rate of change of those prices. Number 4. Why should we care? We should care because inflation affects everyone in the economy, workers, business, people on fixed incomes, lenders, and borrowers. We need to temper the anxiety and remember that inflation does not have to ground the economy, but the basic economic why we should care is it a normal and necessary part of the business cycle. It provides for wealth accumulation, debt reduction, and better standards of living for many individuals and can act as a stimulus for the overall economy. But too much inflation can make it difficult for small business to stay on track, particularly if they are unable to pass the cost increases into consumers. We should care inflation because it affects the economy and its various sectors very unequally, with the most impacted being wage earners and those fixed incomes. Money loses value when its purchasing power falls. Since inflation is a rise in the level of price, just inflation reduces the value of money, it reduces the value of future claims on money. Number 5. What I can do. The things that I can do to deal with inflation problems is to promote work, savings, and invest money. Increase labor supply, capital supply, productivity, and personal savings can help to reduce inflationary pressure because it allowing others workers to earn profit. As a person, one way to do about inflation is to prepare a budget plan to ensure that you are know of what to spend. Budgeting will help you cover unusual expenses such as job loss and emergency fund. This is the one way to do in dealing with inflation. And also remember your priorities when dealing with the rising cost of living brought on by inflation. It is important to keep our mind that we is our basic needs and just continue to invest and save money. In dealing the inflation is one significant monetary way to curb inflation to control the money supply in the economy. And those all my answers in question, what is inflation, what causes inflation, can we see inflation coming, why should we care, what can I do? And that's all, thank you.